If you've heard several times, this is your land of milk and honey, and you've been anticipating it for a while, you've been looking for it, saying, God, where is the overflow? But there is still a delay. I want to share with you what the Lord said to me. Hello, beautiful people. I am Brittany Lachey. Welcome back to my channel where I share about all things faith, inspiration, and lifestyle. Go ahead and hit subscribe and click the notification bell so that you will be notified when I post new videos. Before my birthday, I was feeling tired. I was grieving. My soul felt exhausted. My late father's third death anniversary was 7 days before my birthday. Well, his death anniversary is 7 days before my birthday. So aside from me already feeling tired, the feelings around that time that I didn't get to feel around that time because I was holding it together for everybody else, those feelings started to come up and a lot of memories. So on my birthday, I didn't do much, but I, of course, celebrated the fact that God allowed me to live and see another year. So I just did a staycation across town, and I wanted to record the next day. And I called the front desk and they told me how much it was. And I said, no, ma'am, we going back home because rent is due in 7 more days. So I was getting down on myself because I was feeling like I was being lazy. Sometimes you feel like you always have to overwork or do more than what is expected. We're human, and sometimes we need that downtime. So I was fighting with myself because I felt like I wasn't doing that much, or I should have been doing more. And God just kept telling me that I needed to rest. You need to rest. This is your season of rest and restoration. And a lot of times when we hear rest, we think it's just, laying on the couch or taking a nap or sleeping. Yes, those are needed. However, He wants us to rest in Him and trust His plan and trust that He has us. We don't have to toil and worry and have anxiety. Those things are the works of the enemy. So He wants us to rest, and He wants us to be still. Take your naps, take your breaks, sleep, but also rest in Him. Be still. Know that He has you, and everything is working together and coming together for your good. A few days later, I was doing a reading. I was finished basically following up on the previous reading that I was doing. I was opening my Bible and it landed on Deuteronomy 30 verse 2. And it says, "And when you and your children return to the Lord your God and obey Him with all your heart and with all your soul, according to everything I command you today, then the Lord your God will restore your fortunes and have compassion on you and gather you again from all the nations where He scattered you." What stood out to me was I just heard the Lord say this, and it says, and I apologize, Deuteronomy 30 verses 2 through 3. In 3, it says, "Then the Lord your God will restore your fortunes, and have compassion on you, and gather you again from all the nations where he scattered you. Also, restoration is defined in the Strong's Concordance as to restore, give back, set up again, restore to its original position or condition, restore back to original standing that existed before a fall, reestablish, returning back to the ideal, restore back to full freedom. When I read that, it was further confirmation, because the land of milk and honey is a representation of abundance, continuous flow. Milk, when you pour milk, it's flowing. Honey, it's sweet, but it still flows. And just thinking, when you take a long trip by car, 12, even 8 hours, after 4 to 6 hours, depending on what kind of vehicle you have to stop and get gas. You have to stop and check the air pressure. You have to stop and stretch. You have to stop and go to the bathroom. Of course, if it's longer, if it takes 12 hours or more, you have to do these things. If it's a 20-hour trip, sometimes you have to stop and get a hotel if you're driving by yourself. My daddy used to do that. And it's because, one, let's think of a family trip. When you're driving, when you're riding, the kids are excited. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? No, you're reporting the time. We have this amount of time. We have this amount of time. Now, just imagine if you try to make it to your destination without stopping, without getting gas, without putting air in the tires, without resting. You would possibly have a breakdown. You would possibly have a bad wreck because you're exhausted. There are a number of problems that you can run into. But because you've stopped and you've taken those breaks and you've allowed yourself to be refreshed, to be restored, you've restored your tank. When you all make it to the destination, you're able to receive it and fully bask in the blessing of making it to the land of milk and honey, of making it to your destination. Because if you had somebody riding with you, they were on the passenger side, y'all were able to switch out. So yeah, when you make it to the hotel, you probably like, okay, yeah, let me get in here and take this shower, let me freshen up, let me lay down a little bit. But you're still thankful and more excited that you've made it there. So the resting and the restoration period is well needed. It's well needed. I feel like a lot of times we get impatient and we try to skip the process. We try to rush to make it to something when we're not fully prepared. We haven't fully did the things that God wants us to do, that we need to do, so we can fully receive it. And the land of honey is flowing with many different things. It wouldn't be fair for God to have us skip the rest and restoration period, for us to only get to that place and self-sabotage because we weren't ready for it. It's not just the restoration of the things you've lost. God is also restoring you back to you. There are so many things that God has been reminding me of about myself. Things I like to do, who I am, how I was before I let different people get in my ear and try to make me think or feel differently about myself. It worked for a little bit. It worked for about 2 or 3 minutes. But now, no, never again. So please understand that if you don't see or feel the land of overflow or the land of milk and honey, understand that God is calling you to rest. God is calling you to be restored at this time and in this hour. Be patient. Stand on faith and believe that you will receive the desires of your heart. If you receive anything from this video, go ahead and hit subscribe, like, and share. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, I am Brittany Lachey.